Hi, I'm Richard Hooper. I'm a systems architect / information security officer for a company based in the UK. You also may know me as Pixel Robots. You can find me on my blog pixelrobots.co.uk or on Twitter at pixel_robots. So today I'm going to talk to you about the new Azure Role Based certificates. The new certificates come in 3 different flavors. The first one is Fundamentals. This one is the Microsoft Certified Azure Fundamentals, AZ-900. It's an optional exam. You don't have to do it, but it's recommended if you're beginning the journey to Azure. Next, we have the associate level exams. The first one in this category is Microsoft Certified Azure Administrator Associate. It's one exam, the AZ-103. It used to be a couple of exams, the AZ-100 and the AZ-101. After some feedback, Microsoft decided to change this to just be one exam. It's basically just the AZ-100 with a few bits from the AZ-101. So if you have started studying for the AZ-100, you'll probably be fine and be able to pass this exam. Next, we have the Microsoft Certified Azure Developer Associate certification. This is just one exam again, AZ-203. With this one also, it used to be 2 exams, the AZ-200 and the AZ-201. Again, feedback from everyone sitting the exams, Microsoft decided to make it one exam. Next, we have a new one called Microsoft Certified Azure Security Engineer Associate. This exam, the AZ-500, is still in beta at the moment. It's basically for anyone who works with security. So the path from the fundamentals to the associate, if you choose to do the fundamentals, is like so. It is recommended you could do the fundamentals for the security engineer, but if you're doing security on Azure, you probably don't need to do that. Next, we have the expert level. The first one is the Microsoft Certified Azure Solutions Architect. For this, you need to sit 2 exams. The first one is the AZ-300, and the second one is the AZ-301. At the moment, it's 2 exams. Microsoft may change it. I really don't know. But the AZ-300 does have a lot of the AZ-103 in it. So there's potential it could change this one, but I really don't know. With this expert level certification, you could do the fundamentals first and go straight to the expert level. There is actually no prerequisites on this exam. You can just sit both of them and get this certification. The next expert level is Microsoft Certified Azure DevOps Engineer. It's one exam, the AZ-400. With this exam, you have to sit either the Microsoft Certified Azure Administrator or the Microsoft Certified Azure Developer. This has to be done before you can gain this certification. So let's go a bit deeper and talk about the target audience of each exam. We'll start with the AZ-900. As stated before, it is optional, but if you are starting out, it is good. So this exam is for candidates looking to demonstrate foundational level knowledge. It's for candidates with non-technical backgrounds, so beginners, salespeople, that kind of people. You don't need technical IT experience to pass this exam. Yes, it would be good to have it, but you don't actually need it. If you learn the requirements, you should be fine. Next, we have the AZ-103, the Azure Administrator Associate. This one's for candidates who are responsible for implementing, monitoring, and maintaining Microsoft Azure solutions. It's for candidates looking to demonstrate that they have the knowledge to administer Azure. It's also for candidates with technical backgrounds, ideally for people who use Azure on their daily job. So next we have the Azure Developer Associates exam, AZ-203. So this one is for candidates who are Azure developers. They design and build cloud solutions such as applications and services in Azure. Candidates should be proficient in developing apps and services by using all the Azure tools and technologies, all the cool resources that are in Azure. It's recommended, but it's not necessary for candidates to have at least 1 year's experience developing scalable solutions through all phases of software development. With enough study, you could pass it without that, but Microsoft do recommend you have at least 1 year. And you need to be skilled in at least one cloud-supported programming language. So that's like .NET, C#, pretty much any programming language works in the cloud nowadays. So now we're on to the expert levels. We'll start off with the Microsoft Certified Azure Solutions Architect Expert. This one consists of the AZ-300 and the AZ-301 exams. So this one is for candidates who advise stakeholders and translate business requirements into secure, scalable and reliable solutions. Standard architecture stuff. Candidates should have advanced experience and knowledge across various aspects of IT operations. So this includes business operations all the way through to IT operations, like how the application and the systems work in a business perspective as well as a technical perspective. Candidates must also be proficient in Azure Administration, Azure Development and DevOps, and have an expert level skill in at least one of those domains. As I mentioned earlier, the AZ-300 has a lot of crossover from the administration exams, so it's probably easier to pass this exam if you're an administrator. Then we have the Microsoft Certified Azure DevOps Engineer Expert exam, AZ-400. This one is for candidates who combine people, process and technologies to continuously deliver valuable products and services that meet end users and business objectives. So basically, you know how to do DevOps. Candidates must be proficient in agile practices, and candidates must be familiar with both Azure Administration and Azure Development, and be experts in at least one of these areas. So I did miss off one of the associate levels, which was the Microsoft Azure Security Engineer Associate. I put this one at the end because obviously it's new. You have to just sit the one exam as stated before, the AZ-500. It's for candidates who implement security controls, maintain the security posture, manages identity and access, and protects data, applications and networks. Candidates should also have strong skills in scripting and automation, a deep understanding of networking, virtualization, and cloud end-tier architecture. Candidates should also have a strong familiarity with cloud capabilities, Microsoft Azure products and services, and other Microsoft products and services. So basically, no Azure and no other Microsoft products like Microsoft 365, Office 365, that kind of stuff. So I'm hearing a lot of people online asking what happens if I have passed one of the old exams. One of the old 70 exams. So Microsoft thought about this and they've given us a way to transition from the old exams to the new ones. If you have done the 70-533, you can take the AZ-102. This will give you the Microsoft Certified Azure Administrator's Associate Certification. If you have sat the 70-535 exam, Microsoft has given us the AZ-302 exam to sit. This will give us the Microsoft Certified Azure Architect Expert exam. Now, there is no transition exam for the development path. This is due to it only being one exam. The development one got converted to one exam way before the administrator one, so Microsoft has left the AZ-102 in there. But one thing to note is the transition exams are only around until the 30th of June. This has been extended once, so there is a possibility, but it's very unlikely that it will be extended again. Now I'm going to touch on some other specialist certifications from Microsoft to do with Azure. The first one being the Microsoft Certified Azure AI Engineer Associate, A1-100. This one's for basically anyone working with the artificial intelligence services in Azure. Next, we have the Microsoft Certified Azure Data Scientist Associate. To get this certification, you just need to sit the DP-100 exam. And then the last one is the Microsoft Certified Azure Data Engineer Associate. You need to sit 2 exams to get this one, the DP-200 and the DP-201. I have put some links on this slide, so I'll just leave it up for a little while just in case anyone wants to write them down. You can always pause it. So I've been hearing also on Twitter, LinkedIn, online, where can I find learning resources for these new exams? Because there's not many out there, to be honest. So next slide, where can I find learning resources? First place will be obviously the Microsoft Docs Learn website. It's a brand new website from Microsoft. It came out, I think, this year, maybe late last year. It's really good. You get XP points. It's got learning paths. We're going to go deeper into that later, so I don't want to give too much away now. Then we have cloudsociety.microsoft.com. This is sort of a free training from Microsoft. Slightly out of date now, but it's a good source. It is a good source. Then we have a Pluralsight. Microsoft have teamed up with them and giving away some free exam training material. So if you want to sign up for that, there's a link to sign up, and you can get some good video training courses through them. Then we have the amazing Scott Duffy on Udemy. He does a hell of a lot of courses on Azure. He also has a Facebook group, so once you buy the course from Udemy, usually you can get it for like $10.99. It's not expensive. He's constantly updating them. You get lifetime access. They're really good. The Facebook group is amazing. So many people in there asking questions, trading tips. It's a really good place. Then I'm going to have to do a bit of self-promotion. My own blog, pixelrobots.co.uk. I have quite a few study resources on here where I've basically gone through all of the exam requirements and picked out Microsoft Docs links or Pluralsight links or other links that I can find from blogs to try and help you understand the area of the exam, the objective, so you can actually pass the exam. A friend of mine called Gregor Sutty has also done this. He's a developer, so anything development-wise, go to him. I'm more administration, so that's why I put both of us on there. It gives you the broader picture. Gregor has actually sat most of the Azure exams, so if you want to find out anything, hit him up on Twitter, LinkedIn, his blog. Same with me. We're always happy to help. So there's some good learning resources, but I want to go deeper into the docs.microsoft.com because it is new and it is good and you get XP points. So let's go deep dive into Microsoft Learn. Microsoft Learn is a dedicated learning platform for Microsoft technologies. It has dedicated learning paths. It has hands-on learning, so it's quite cool. You can actually connect up to an Azure sandbox as such and run things and follow their sort of guides on how to create things. It is quite cool. And as earlier I said, it's not just Azure, it's a lot of Microsoft products and it's growing constantly. So let me go and show you Microsoft Learn. So here we have the Microsoft Learn website, docs.microsoft.com/enus/learn. The link is in the slides. So we are welcomed by this hero banner at the top. Microsoft Learn, introducing a new approach to learning. As you can see, we've got the Azure, we've got Power Apps, Dynamics 365, Flow, and Power BI. So these are the sort of categories of technologies we can learn from this site. We're going to focus on Azure. So at the top, we've got Introduction to Azure. So if you're doing the fundamentals exam, it's good to start here. Just a bit further down, we have the sort of start learning today, learning paths, hands-on, learn for free. So here we can select which role we want to do. So administrator, AI engineer, business analyst, so forth. So you'll find most of these will link to one of the Azure exams. So whichever one you're going to sit, if it's the administrator, developer, architect, pick a learning path. So let's just say administrator, and we will then be presented with 54 results. So in here you can see I've got a few in progress already. Just been playing around with it myself. There's just so many categories and modules. It's really good. So I've been looking at containers recently. So I found this this module. It's 2 hours 33 minutes. It's got 3 modules inside it. So we just click on it. It tells us what level it's for. So beginner. It tells us what path. Just some keywords. We get these cool XP points at the top here. So once I complete this module, I'm going to get 5,300 XP, which will help me push up in my levels, which will be good because I'm only level 1. I only got 100 points. So we can just scroll down and we can just see all the paths. So here I can build and store container images in the Azure Container Registry. So let's expand the overview. We've got a few bookmarks as such, so we can just jump straight in and build container images with Azure Container Registry. Sounds good. So here we got the Azure Cloud Shell, and this is because we have hands-on training in a sandbox environment in Azure. So let me activate that sandbox. Yes, I've already got one activated, but I'm just gonna activate a new sandbox. That was just where I was playing with it earlier. As you can see, I got my 100 XP points from this one. So this just goes through, checks permissions, and creates a sandbox for you, which is nice, easy, automated. You may be prompted to log in. Just make sure you log in to your Azure subscription. That is one thing you do need to be able to use these sandboxes. Don't worry, as it states, you will not be charged. So once that's finished creating the storage accounts and everything, you basically just go through the learning, follow it, and it will do what it wants you to do. And it's a good way to learn by doing stuff, and it's free. So this is the Cloud Shell you would get in Azure, but inside the Microsoft Learn website. It's impressive, to be honest. So you can just go through, and just once you're done, you can just click continue, and you'll go on to the next. Module. So let's just go back to the home page. I think I'll just go back to Learn. So yeah, we're back on the home page. Makes it nice and easy. So we have these hands-on labs, so you can actually just go and browse all hands-on labs if that's the way you want to learn. And obviously it's all about learning for free, so you can just find one of the products. So it's obviously Azure is everything in Microsoft at the moment, in my opinion. So that's why they highlight it up here. This is the ones that it believes you might like. This one is always the one you've done, I believe, and these are just some ones that they pick. Again, you can browse all learning paths. It just has some good stuff in it. It has a link to the Pluralsight course. It even has a link to LinkedIn Learning, which is cool, and then a link to the Azure certifications, which we will, and it has a link to the Azure certifications, which we will have a look at later. So if you wanted to browse all the Azure modules, you can just click on the link. If we go a bit further down, we got Learn Business Applications. So this is like with your Power Apps and your Microsoft Flow or Logic Apps, as it's called in Azure. So just more modules, and you got some extra training here, and a link to the certifications. And then if you want to learn about development stuff, if you're starting developing Windows applications, it's on here too. and Microsoft Learn is just the beginning. If you want, you can get certified, which I hope you are doing because you're watching this. You can go on some instructor-led training, and there's even more training solutions if you want to. So I think Microsoft have made a really good product with Microsoft Learn. It's still new, more stuff is coming, but it just works well. I haven't had any issues with it on my other account. I don't know anyone who has had any issues. It's really good, it's free, and I highly recommend it. So what happens now you've done all your learning and you're ready to take the test? So best thing to do is go to the exam page. I'll show you that after this slide, and you can register for the exam. You can sit the exam at home, or you can also sit it in a test center. I personally do them at home because the test centers around me, or ones I have used previously, have never had the best equipment. It's recommended with these new exams to have a widescreen monitor and good internet connection. I've not seen that at all test centers, but you might have a good test center and you might not be able to do it at home. If you do it at home, make sure you clear your desk of everything. Everything is out of arm's reach and no one can come into the room. You have to stay in the view of the webcam, otherwise the exam will get terminated, and you don't want that after paying so much money. With these exams, there's quite a few different question types. So here, I've put down the multiple choice questions. A, B, C, or D. You can do build list questions, so put it in order, that kind of stuff. There's quite a few case studies as well. Microsoft seem to be liking them at the moment. So you've got to be careful with those ones because you can't go back once you finish the case study. So just make sure you read everything properly and answer correctly. Well, obviously answer correctly, but answer to the best of your ability because you cannot go back to it. There's also drag and drop questions, hot area questions, so like you click where something should be or where you think what they're asking is. There's also best answer questions, so it may not be the most correct answer, but it's the best one out of them, so you just pick that. There's some where the answers are always the same, but the questions are different, so that's called repeated answer choice. And now with these new Azure Role Based exams, you actually get lab simulation. So I don't know why we call it labs, because it is actually an Azure subscription for you to go and complete tasks in. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of feedback online that the simulators crash a lot. This could be related to the exam software or what I believe potentially the actual test centers. Because I've sat most of my exams in beta, I've not actually done any lab simulations, so I can't comment too much. But from what I hear, when they work well. When they don't, it's a bit of a pain. So make sure you sort of manage your time correctly so you have enough time to finish the labs and all the questions. So once you've answered all the questions in the exam, you will get the results as soon as you finish. You have to get over 700 to pass, and you find out straight away. You also get a nice little scorecard at the end, so you can find out your weak areas and then go and brush up on the skills. So let's look at one of the exam web pages and have a little look around and see where we can actually register for an exam. So here's the exam page for the AZ-300, the Microsoft Azure Architect Technologies exam. This makes up part of the Microsoft Certified Azure Solutions Architect Expert Certification. A bit of a mouthful. So you can do this one and the AZ-301 as stated before, and you will gain this qualification. So at the top we have a sort of advert for Microsoft's current offer, Certify with Confidence. This basically gives you a chance to retake the exam if you fail first time at a reduced rate, I believe. Below that is obviously the exam title and a brief description of who should take the exam. Now below here under the schedule exam section is where we can actually schedule the exam with Pearson VUE. We've got a little drop down box here to select your country, so obviously I'm in the United Kingdom. Shows me the exam cost will be 113 Great British pounds without VAT, I believe. I cannot remember offhand, so just take that into account. Here it just has a little brief description of what the exam's gonna do. So to schedule it, you can just click schedule exam and just go through the prompts. A bit below here we have an actual link to the official practice test for it. Not all of the exams have this yet, but we'll open a new tab so we can have a quick look. This should take us to the MindHub webpage. So I'm in Europe, so I'll just select that, and then United Kingdom at the bottom. So here we have the Microsoft certified official practice test by MeasureUp. You can pick how long you want to access it for, 30 days, 60 days, depending on the price. Obviously 30 days is cheaper. It's a digital product. You go into the MeasureUp's webpage afterwards and you can sit tests. It's actually quite a good learning resource. It helps you get into the mindset. As you can see, there's 139 questions covering all of the objectives, and it actually has references to, Microsoft's website, TechNet, MSDN, as to why the answer is why. So if you do get something wrong, make sure you go check why you've got it wrong, so you can learn for next time. So if we go back to the exam page, we have a section called Skills Measured. Now, Microsoft have recently updated this page. Before they did that, there was a section here similar to this, but it actually would tell you what has changed in the latest update. So this exam, for example, I believe had an update quite recently. So all of these skills would have changed slightly. Well, not all of them, but some of them have changed, especially the develop for the cloud and Azure storage. So please check this page regularly, because Microsoft can and do update the exams a lot. This one, I believe, has had at least 3 updates since going live. So just go through each one and basically go learn about it. With my blog and Gregor's blog, what we've done, we've gone through each one of these and created links to Microsoft Docs or Pluralsight or other blogs to help you learn each individual section. Saves you a bit of time. It's a great resource. So just below that we have prepare for exam section. So the first bit takes you to Microsoft Learning website. The second bit helps you explore instructor-led training. The third bit downloads a nice little sort of PDF which helps you figure out a learning path using the Microsoft Learn. So here we have the recommended modules you should sit to become a Microsoft Certified Professional. It also has the in-depth courses which are instructor-led. At the top and the bottom. The actual bottom is actually for the 301, so it's for the whole certification. So yeah, that's a good thing. Maybe print it out if you've got a lot of ink in your printer. Put it up on your wall to remind you which ones. So if we go back to here, the last bit is the related certification section. So just by clicking on that, we go off to an overview of the actual Azure Administrator Associate exam overview page. So it just tells you what exams you need to gain that certification. As you can see here, the AZ 101, as we talked about earlier, is no longer. It retires May the 1st. The AZ 102 expires June the 30th. And we have the new AZ 103, which goes live May the 1st. If we go back to the top, we have some links to other Microsoft Learning sites. So like, for example, under community, we have their blog. This blog is a very good resource for upcoming beta exams, any changes that are happening to the exams. You know, it's not updated as often as I would like, but there's a lot of stuff on it. So, you know, why Microsoft beta exams are no longer free. This one here is announcing the Azure Security Engineer beta exam. You know, it even talks about the Microsoft Dynamics exam. So have a look at this blog every now and again. It has so much information on there. You know, as you can see, it gets used quite a lot with the comments as well. So there is actual feedback from the Microsoft employees in the comments. So it's a good place to find out what's coming up, what's happening in the Microsoft learning world. Now you know how to take a test and where to find the best resources and what to expect. You're probably wondering what happens after I've taken an exam and passed. I'm going to show you that right now. Now, once you've passed your first Microsoft exam, you get access to what is known as the MCP dashboard, and it looks like this. So at the top here, we have basically the last exam you've passed. So for me, it was the AZ-300. Over here, we have your upcoming appointments. So for me, again, the AZ-500, which I will be sitting on April 25th. I can reschedule it, cancel it, do whatever I need to do here. This is the actual place where you go to start your exam if you are sitting online at home. So just make sure you log in here first and then click on that link and it will take you to the place you need to start it. A bit further down, we have this new feature called badges. So Microsoft have created these badges to let you share online easily the qualifications you have. So for me, I have the Azure Solutions Architect exam. I have the Azure Administrators as well, and some old MCSEs and MCSAs in 2016. And then a bit further down we have exams. So these are all the exams I passed, you know, the AZ-300, AZ-301, and just some other older ones. You can use these buttons to, so like if we wanted to download it and put it onto some email signatures or documents, we can download it. We can share it nice and easy. Just following that, it takes us to Acclaim, which is the place that holds your badges. We also have back on the dashboard certificates, so we can download our certificates, print them out, you know, just do whatever we want with them. They're all in this nice, easy to use place. Once it loads, I'll show you what it looks like. It's a bit slow. Right, so here we have a list of all of our most recent certifications and our earlier ones. So these may be ones that have expired, you know, but you still have access to it. So let's have a look at one of these because we can preview it live here if it works. It's been playing up a bit this evening. So yep, that's my certificate. That tells me when it's valid to, because these new exams only last a couple of years, the date I achieved it. You know, it looks good. You can print it out, save it as a PDF, do whatever you need to. You can use this button here to download, select a few and download them as PDF. I should show you the transcript, but it will have my address on it, so I won't do that. But basically, if you click on that, you can view your transcript, share your transcript, download it, print it, whatever you need to do. In here, there's a few other links over on the side. So we've got some certification support forums, which we can have a look at. You can view your old score reports to find out how well you did. This link takes you to the Pearson VUE website. You can sign up to the certification newsletter, or if you're feeling adventurous and you want to help a lot of people, you can become a Microsoft certified trainer. Now, another cool feature here is the certification planner. So if we click on that, we're going to be taken to another website where we can find out what exams are out there and what paths we're already going towards. So I'll just wait for this to load. It seems to be a bit slow tonight. So as you can see, I have some active certifications currently in progress. The Microsoft 365 Certified Modern Desktop Administrator Associate, the Microsoft Certified Solutions Expert Productivity. These ones are such a mouthful. So for example, I can click on this one. It says 1 of 2 already completed. In a short while, the site should load and tell me which exam I am missing to gain this certification. Here we go. So I've already completed the MCSA 2016, which is one of the requirements. And then if we click down here, there's an elective certificate that is required. So I can go and sit any one of these exams, and once I pass, I will become a Microsoft Certified Solutions Expert Productivity 2019. So MCSE Productivity 2019. This is like a cool way to just sort of see an easy way to get more qualifications from Microsoft quickly. You know, I didn't even know I was one away from getting this until now. So this is quite a cool tool. I highly recommend having a look at it every now and again. So earlier I clicked on the link for the certification forums. So basically it's just a nice forum where you can go and talk to other people. People put their problems up, you can try and help them. You know, try and post some learning resources, stuff like that. You know, I personally don't use it that often, but it does get used. You know, this one was only created 6 hours 27 minutes ago, and it's already been sorted. So it's a good use. Please have a little look. It could help. Yeah. So that's basically an overview of the MCP dashboard. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but if you do have any questions about this section, please reach out to me. I will happily answer anything. So we're nearly at the end of my 45 minutes, but before I go, I just wanted to show you this certification overview site from Microsoft. You can get to it from Google by typing certification overview. You can get to it from your MCP dashboard. It's just at the top. You go to certifications and exams, certifications, technical certifications. You get presented with this nice website, which goes through the role-based certifications, where you can explore all of them. You know, it talks about explore the most sought after jobs, you know, developer, administrator, solutions architect, and some of the functional consultants are like Dynamics 365, stuff like that. It has a bit of an extra section about becoming Microsoft certified, where they recommend you start with the fundamentals. If you have like 2 years comprehensive working experience, why don't you go for the associates? And then 2 to 5 years, go for the expert level. You know, it also has a list of popular certifications, so which ones you want to go for. You know, all of the Azure ones are obviously first, and Microsoft 365 is slipped in there, which is nice to see. You know, basically, have a look at this page. It has a lot of information. Lots of good ways to prepare for the exam. You know, basically everything I've gone through, you can find pretty much on this. Well, maybe not everything, but a lot of this stuff here. So what I'm going to do next is just click on this one so we can see all of the role-based certifications that Microsoft are offering now. It is quite a few. So we have a lot of new ones, a lot of new fundamentals for the 365s, Dynamics, and just a lot of new role-based certificates. The list just goes on. Hopefully you'll find something that is suitable to you. Obviously you're watching this, so Azure, but as everyone knows, you got to know a bit about everything. So branch out, sit some of the nice fundamental ones for the Office 365 or the Dynamics 365. Get to learn something new, looks good on your CV. Happy days. Well, one more thing before I wrap everything up is always check the Special Offers section on the Microsoft Learning website. In here, you will find all of the certification and exam offers. So the Certified with Confidence offer is available in here. You'll also find training offers a bit further down. Just here, it looks like they haven't got any at the moment, apart from student discount. Talks a bit more about the Microsoft badges. Oh, here's some training offers. Some free ebooks. Some Microsoft 365 training because it's new. It's getting pushed quite a lot at the moment. Have a look before you buy the exam because there could be an offer on for you. And hopefully what I've shown you today is going to help you pass the exam. So last but not least, I'm going to show you how to sign up for a free Azure account. So if you type in your address bar, aka.ms/free Azure, you'll be taken to this webpage where you can sign up for a free account. You get started with 12 months of free service. You also get $200 worth of credits for 30 days, so you can have a little play around. You also get 25 plus services, always free. You can do anything you want with it with this. It's really cool. It's amazing that you're getting it for free. Test and deploy enterprise apps, create custom mobile experience, gain insights from your data. It is Azure, but free. So these are some of the products you get for free for the 12 months. You get 750 hours of a B1S VM Linux. You get 750 hours of a B1S VM for Windows. You get managed disks, you get blob storage, file storage, SQL databases, bandwidth data transfer, and even Azure Cosmos, which everyone knows is going places at the moment. These are the products that are always free as well. So you get Event Grid up to 100,000 operations per month, functions, app services on the free plan. Azure AKS you get for free. Obviously you have to pay for the worker node, but the actual manager node is free. You get the Face API, you get Dev Test Labs, which are amazing. If you want to go deeper, you can click this button and find out even more what's free. It's got information about what you need to do, what happens after the 30 days. So after the 30 days, you get upgraded to a pay-as-you-go account. So when you do sign up for this free account, you will need to put in your debit card, credit card details because it automatically does get upgraded. You can put spending limits on your Azure subscription, so make sure you do that so you don't get a nasty bill. But seriously, if you want to learn, this is the best way to go. Hopefully you listen to my advice and put on some spending limits because you really do not want to get a nasty bill. So again, to get to this page is aka.ms/free Azure, and you just click on the Start Free button. So thanks for listening to me rabbit on about the new Azure exams. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you do have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm always available online. I've sat quite a few, so I can try and give as much help as possible. So with that, what are you waiting for? Sign up for Microsoft Learn and start learning Azure now.